4 good reasons African Americans are relocating to Ghana. The history of African Americans in Ghana goes back to individuals such as American civil rights activist and writer W.E.B. Du Bois, who settled in Ghana in the last years of his life and is buried in the capital Accra. Since then, other African Americans who are descended from slaves imported from areas within the present-day jurisdiction of Ghana and neighboring states have applied for permanent resident status in Ghana. As of 2015, the number of African American residents has been estimated at around 3,000 people, a large portion of whom live in Accra. Ghana's independence had an important impact on African American views of Africa. This is because, perhaps the first time, Africa surpassed America in terms of not only what it seemed to represent symbolically, but also in terms of its objective reality. As a result, Black Americans looked to Ghana as that new promised land. As Ghana became a free nation, it carried the hopes and dreams of people who identified with the African continent. Ghana served as a symbol of inspiration to people of African descent, that Africa was not the barbaric land that it was made out to be. It pushed Black Americans to recreate their view of post-colonial Africa and its possible futures. Ghana served as a place where Blacks could go to escape the racism that they experienced in the United States and the criticism they faced when they criticized the racist American society. Surrounded by Africans, African Americans felt that they could be reunited with long-lost relatives in their homeland. Reason number 1. Ghana is a home pilgrimage for African Americans. In the mid-1950s, there began a new era in which African Americans began to migrate to Ghana as a result of its independence. African Americans, especially civil rights activists such as W.E.B. Du Bois and Julian Bond, went to Ghana to aid the country's development and escape the racism of the United States. Some went to Ghana due to its non-alignment as a country during the Cold War. Kwame Nkrumah constantly tried to keep Ghana independent from the influences of the West and the Soviet Union, and Black expatriates, especially radicals, saw this as an opportunity to express their views and not have to deal with the criticism they faced in America. Nkrumah, knowing that Ghana would need international connections to assist in its development and the independence of every other country on the African continent, welcomed African Americans into the country and even brought American civil rights leaders into his inner circle as advisors and political allies. As journalist Lydia Polgreen reported in the New York Times, the fact that Ghanaian slave exports to the Americas was so important between the 16th and 19th centuries has made Ghana currently try to attract the descendants of enslaved Africans from the Americas to return to settle there and make the country their new home, although not all are of Ghanaian descent. As reported by Valerie Papaya Mann, president of the African American Association of Ghana, thousands of African Americans now live in Ghana for at least part of the year. To encourage migration, or at least visits by African Americans, Ghana decided, in 2005, to offer them a special visa, but has not extended dual citizenship to African Americans. Reason number 2 is Ghana government's support for easy relocation. The Year of Return, Ghana 2019 is an initiative of the government of Ghana that is intended to encourage African diasporans to come to Africa, specifically Ghana, to settle and invest in the continent. It was formally launched by President Nana Akufo-Addo in September 2018 in Washington, D.C. as a program for Africans in the diaspora to unite with Africans. Its year, 2019, is symbolic, as it commemorates 400 years since the first enslaved Africans touched down in Jamestown, Virginia in the United States. The program also recognizes the diaspora's achievements and sacrifices in the time since that event. The biannual Pan-African Historical Theatre Project, now known as PANAFEST, has welcomed African Americans and others in the African diaspora to Ghana since 1992 and will be a part of the Year of Return events in Ghana in 2019. The festival takes place in Accra, and among other locations, Cape Coast. The idea of this festival is to promote and enhance unity, Pan-Africanism, and the development of the continent of Africa itself. Activities that occur at this festival are performances and work in the areas of theatre, drama, music, and poetry, among other things. Also, there are viewing of the Durbar of Chiefs, and tours to various places of interest, such as Slave Castle dungeons. On West Africa's coast, Ghana is drawing black people from around the world. The region played a central role in the transatlantic slave trade. Last year marked 400 years since enslaved people arrived in America, and the country honored the resilience of black people with a Year of Return initiative. Historic tours, parties, celebrations, and the Afroshella Music Festival were arranged. Reason number 3 is the injustice against African Americans in the United States. The African American who moved to Ghana to escape US racism. Having vowed to quit the US after being the victim of what he believed was a racially motivated arrest by police officers, African American Obadele Kambon relocated to Ghana in 2008 and has never looked back. Dr. Kambon has now built a successful life in the place that was once at the heart of the slave trade, and enjoys the freedom which, he says, was denied to him in the US, his birthplace. He says he no longer looks over his shoulder, worrying that police will pull him over or, worse still, kill his son. This was the fate that befell 12-year-old Tamir Rice, who was shot dead in a park in Cleveland, Ohio, in 2014 while playing with a pellet gun that police said they thought was real. The young boy's death sparked protests in Cleveland, and became a focal point for the Black Lives Matter movement. Dr. Kambon says the turning point in his life came in 2007. He was arrested and put on trial in Chicago, where he lived, after being accused by police officers of having a loaded firearm under his car seat. In fact, he had an unloaded licensed gun, used earlier to secure a campsite, in his car boot. Dr. Kambon recalls that he was shocked by the charges, and as he sat in the court, he vowed, "Never again will I allow myself to be in a jurisdiction where corrupt white police officers and a judge will take me away from my family, wife and kids just on a whim." Dr. Kambon, who was a young academic teaching at schools and universities in the Chicago area, was eventually cleared of the charge. He then saved up about $30,000, £24,000, and relocated to Ghana's capital, Accra, the following year. He was joined by his wife Carla, and the couple now have 3 children, Ama, Kwaku and Akasua. Reason number 4 is police brutality in America. Taya Brown feared for her daughters after Sandra Bland was pulled from her car by police and days later ended up dead in a jail cell. Donya Collins worried about her safety after Trayvon Martin was killed by a neighborhood watchman on his way back from the store. USA Today talked to Black Americans across the country about moments of violence that resonated with them and had a lasting impact. For some, the death of George Floyd at the hands of police 1 year ago on May 25, 2020, was one of those moments. There were many others. The moments reminded them, they said, how vulnerable people of color and how justice hasn't always been served. These high-profile attacks left them fearful of police, suspicious of others, and worried for their lives and the safety of their loved ones. We love all our African American brothers and sisters. We are ready to give you all the support you need when you finally relocate to Africa, because you are one of us. Africa is one. We are waiting to welcome you back at your original home, not only in Ghana but all over the countries in Africa. This is the end of our program today. Thank you for watching and subscribe. Thank you and see you next time.